Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. During the chaotic era at the end of the Qing Dynasty, known as the Chuhan Contention, many legendary figures emerged on the stage of history. Among them, one stood out with exceptional brilliance. He had no prior experience in commanding troops. Yet from the moment he made his debut, he demonstrated an astonishing military talent. Eventually becoming a renowned general, this man was Han Xin. Liu Bang praised him as invincible in every battle. Xiao He acclaimed him as a peerless statesman. And Zhang Liang believed he was capable of independently commanding an entire front. The Western Han historian Sima Qian lauded him in records of the Grand Historian, Shiji, for his outstanding achievements, calling him a military genius. Later generations even revered him as the god of war, with countless well-known stories and idioms passed down about him. These idioms not only reflect Han Xin's military brilliance, but also trace the arc of his life, from poverty to glory, and ultimately, to a tragic fate. Here, let's delve into Han Xin's legendary story, along with 33 classic idioms associated with him. Han Xin's legend begins with his early life. He was born in Huayin, modern-day Huaiyin, Jiangsu province, into a poor family. In his youth, he often couldn't get enough to eat, and had to seek help from others just to barely get by. One widely told story recounts how Han Xin once went fishing by the river, but was so poor he couldn't afford food. At that time, he encountered an elderly woman washing clothes. Seeing that he was hungry, she didn't hesitate to share the rice balls she had brought. For dozens of days, Han Xin relied on this woman's rice balls to stave off hunger. He was deeply moved and said to her, "One day, I will repay your kindness." Surprisingly, the woman was displeased by this. She replied, "I gave you food because I felt sorry for you. Do you really think I expect anything in return?" Her kindness and selflessness left a lasting impression on Han Xin. Later, when he achieved great success and was named King of Chu, he went out of his way to find this woman, and gifted her 1,000 pieces of gold to express his gratitude. This story gave rise to the idiom Yi Fan Qian Jin, meaning a meal repaid with 1,000 pieces of gold, used to highlight the importance of gratitude and repaying kindness. Closely related in meaning to the expression Ji En Tu Bao, to be thankful and seek to repay a favor. This idiom conveys the value of being grateful, and continues to move people even today. It reminds us that, even in times of hardship, we must remember the kindness shown to us, and repay it when we have the ability. In his youth, Han Xin not only lived in poverty but also suffered a famous humiliation, which became a pivotal turning point in his life. At the time, in his hometown, he was publicly humiliated by a butcher. The butcher said to him, "You look tall and strong, but you're just a coward. If you have the guts, stab me with your sword. If not, crawl between my legs." Faced with this provocation, Han Xin did not get angry. He calmly looked at the man, then bowed his head and crawled through the butcher's legs. People on the street mocked him as a coward, but Han Xin didn't care. He chose to endure the humiliation in silence. Years later, Han Xin became a great general and returned home with royal honors. He found the butcher, but instead of taking revenge, he appointed him to an official position. He told the crowd, "Back then, I could have easily defeated him. But why should I have acted on impulse over a trivial matter? It was precisely because I endured that humiliation that I was able to achieve what I have today." This incident was later encapsulated in the idiom Kwa Xia Ji Ru, the humiliation of crawling between the legs, used to describe a person's ability to endure disgrace for a greater goal, demonstrating both patience and wisdom. This quality laid a solid foundation for Han Xin's later success. Later, Han Xin's talent was fully demonstrated during the chaotic Chu-Han contention. Xiao He, Liu Bang's advisor, had the keen insight to recognize Han Xin as a guosher wuxuang, an unparalleled national treasure. Xiao He once told Liu Bang, "If you wish to unify the world, you must put Han Xin to good use. If you're content with ruling just a corner of the land, then you don't need him." This appraisal later evolved into the idiom, guosher wuxuang, used to describe an outstanding individual, unmatched in their field. Xiao He's recommendation changed Han Xin's fate and gave him a stage to showcase his brilliance. It said that Han Xin once contemplated leaving Liu Bang's army due to lack of recognition. But upon hearing this, Xiao He chased him down through the night under the moonlight to persuade him to stay. This story became known as the famous tale, Xiao He chases Han Xin under the moon. In the end, Han Xin stayed, and Liu Bang appointed him as a general, thus beginning his legendary journey. Han Xin's actions proved Xiao He's insight right. He repeatedly performed battlefield miracles and became Liu Bang's most vital force in unifying the empire. One of Han Xin's most famous strategies during the Chu-Han War was openly repairing the plank road while secretly marching to Qianlong. This tactic occurred when Liu Bang entered Shu, modern-day Sichuan. At the time, to make Xiongnu believe he had no intention of contending for the Central Plains, Liu Bang ordered the destruction of the plank roads leading to Guangzhong, feigning withdrawal from military ambitions. However, months later, under Han Xin's suggestion, Liu Bang sent a small force to pretend to rebuild the roads, a decoy to draw the enemy's attention, while Han Xin led the main force through a hidden route and launched a surprise attack on Qianlong, catching the enemy off guard and successfully securing the Guangzhong region. This strategy was later summed up by the idiom, Ming Xiu Zhan Dao, undo Qianlong, which means to feign one thing while secretly doing another, a deceptive maneuver. It is similar in meaning to make a feint in the east and attack in the west, and showcases Han Xin's brilliant strategic thinking, a phrase still widely used today to describe clever tactics. Another classic idiom related to Han Xin is, fight with one's back to the river, originating from his famous campaign against the state of Zhao. To motivate his troops, Han Xin deliberately positioned them with a river behind them and enemy forces ahead, leaving no path for retreat and forcing them to fight with all their might. Simultaneously, he dispatched an elite force to attack the enemy camp while their main force engaged, raising Han banners to create confusion. Seeing their own camp seized, Zhao's troops panicked. Han Xin then launched a pincer attack and won a decisive victory. This tactic became known as, fight with one's back to the river, symbolizing the determination to risk everything in a desperate situation, akin to the saying, put to death and then live. It teaches us that people often unlock their full potential when there's no way out. By doing this, Han Xin not only rallied the morale of his soldiers, but also successfully deceived the enemy, a testament to his extraordinary military genius. Another idiom, Tui Chen Chu Xian, is also attributed to Han Xin. While managing military grain supplies, he reportedly implemented a system where new grain entered from the front, and old grain exited from the back, ensuring that older supplies were used first and nothing went to waste. Although this practice isn't clearly documented in historical texts, later generations summed it up as, Tui Chen Chu Xian, meaning, to discard the old and bring forth the new. Today, it commonly refers to innovation and progress, reflecting Han Xin's administrative wisdom. Han Xin's military prowess was not limited to battlefield tactics, he also possessed far-reaching strategic vision. He once told Liu Bang that by simply sending a proclamation to the three Qins, he could pacify the entire Guangzhong region. This was later condensed into the idiom, Chuan 11 Ding, meaning to conquer without a fight, simply by issuing orders or declarations. It illustrates Han Xin's sharp judgment and his mastery of winning through strategy rather than brute force. He believed that with the right plan, One could achieve the greatest success with minimal cost. A forward-thinking concept for his time. Another similar idiom is jie yi tui shi, which originates from Han Xin's deep gratitude toward Liu Bang. When the persuader Kuai Tong tried to convince him to declare himself king, Han Xin replied, "Liu Bang has shown me immense kindness. He gave me his own clothes to wear and his food to eat, how could I ever betray him?" This statement was later condensed into the idiom jie yi tui shi, which means to generously share one's clothes and food with others, symbolizing selfless generosity. It is similar in meaning to Kangxi Qianlong, meaning to give generously. Han Xin's loyalty and gratitude are clearly reflected in this phrase. Some historical records note that Kuai Tong once warned Han Xin, "Those whose achievements are too great often shake the authority of their lord and thus face danger. Such may not be rewarded at all." This led to the formation of idioms like Gong Gao Zhen Zhu, when one's merit overshadows the ruler, and Biyu Shang Ji Gong, merits that go unrewarded. Indeed, Han Xin's achievements were vast. He helped Liu Bang win half the empire, and his military prowess was nearly unmatched. But this also made him a potential threat in Liu Bang's eyes. Eventually, Han Xin was demoted to the title of Marquis of Huayin and placed under house arrest in Chang'an. This situation later gave rise to the idiom Niao Jin Gong Tsang. Once all the birds are gone, the bough is put away. Meaning that when someone's skills or merits are no longer needed, they are cast aside. In addition to the idioms already mentioned, many more are connected to Han Xin's legacy. For example, Shi Mian Mai Fu, ambush from 10 sides, comes from a Yuan dynasty opera about the Battle of Gaixia, where Han Xin surrounded and trapped Xiang Yu by deploying troops on all sides. Although historical records don't explicitly mention 10-sided ambush, the idiom has come to mean laying traps in all directions, leaving the enemy with no escape. It reflects Han Xin's strategic brilliance. Another idiom, Qi Tun Shan He, also comes from Yuan opera. It describes Han Xin's heroic spirit as being vast and overwhelming like mountains and rivers, highlighting his commanding presence as a military leader. Additionally, Zhizhi Qian Lu, Bai Yu Yi Shi, even the wisest person makes mistakes, originated after Han Xin conquered Zhao and sought advice from Li Zuicha, the grandson of General Li Mu. Li humbly remarked that even the most intelligent strategist can still make an error. This saying became a timeless expression, reminding people to stay humble and mindful of potential mistakes. According to some historians, the 33 idioms associated with Han Xin are not only a testament to his personal achievements, but also a reflection of his era. They reveal how heroes rose and fell in a chaotic time, and prompt us to reflect on the complexities of human nature and the unpredictability of fate. Han Xin's story is not just a historical legend, it's also a powerful life lesson. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.